Hey everyone, this is Ira Nicodemus with Holistic Utility Solutions, and today we are talking about the 8 benefits that an owner's rep can bring to your commercial energy and sustainability project. When you're thinking about these large scale, $1 million plus multi site rollouts of energy and sustainability measures, it's important that you have somebody that is working on your behalf to help you navigate and implement a successful project. So the first one that we're going to talk about is the benefit of transparency. When we look at these projects, they're very complex, and sometimes it can be difficult to know how they come to market, who's all involved, the difference between an EPC company for solar versus a developer, and kind of what those roles are, what they cost. So having transparency to who's actually doing the work, what they're charging is important to helping you make the decision. A good owner's rep understands the inner workings of the business and can bring that transparency by asking the right questions and breaking it down in a way that's easy for you to understand. The second benefit is technical expertise. By definition, when we were looking at these projects, very likely you're going to have new technologies that will bring more efficiency than what you've had in the past. And if these are new things for your organization, whether that's solar systems or building automation, or even just more advanced HVAC equipment, it's important that you understand what you're getting and have somebody who can bring that expertise. We like to say that you would like to be on the leading edge, but not the bleeding edge. And that distinction is important because we don't want to have things that are so new and untested that they won't actually give you the benefits that you expect. But we also want to make sure that we're using things that have the best value in driving down your energy costs and improving your sustainability. Third is contracting expertise. There's a lot of different ways to deliver a project, whether that's an energy savings performance contract, energy as a service, a power purchase agreement, design bid build, lots of different ways that you can go about procuring and doing one of these projects. Now, if you're a public agency, there's going to be regulations dictating what you can use and then how you have to go about procuring that. It could be a request for qualifications, a price-based proposal, a job order contract, and then a local agreement. There's so many different things, and which method you use will oftentimes dictate what you can do for procurement. So as you're looking in the early stages of developing one of these projects, it's important to begin with the end in mind. Rather than having a vendor come and say, oh, this is the best way for you to go through the procurement process, working with an owner's rep first will help you to understand, hey, what are your goals as an organization? And then how do we align that contracting delivery method and the procurement so you get the best provider at the best possible price? Fourth is business acumen. When we think about these projects, most of the time we're doing them largely because we want to see a return on investment. You're making a capital investment so that you will drive down savings and improve your sustainability. So there's an important aspect of long-term cash flows and the modeling that goes into that. When we're talking about discount rates and cost of funds and net present value, rate of return, escalation factors, it's important that you have someone who doesn't only have the technical expertise, but brings a finance and business acumen to it so they can give you a good business case that you can make a well-informed decision on. Fifth is cost reduction. Now, this may be a bit of a surprise because people will say, well, doesn't an owner's rep add cost to my project? And while it's true that an owner's rep does need to make a fee, you should be paying them so they're unbiased. At the same time, they oftentimes will pay for themselves 2 to 4 times over simply by finding savings. Sometimes this is through better negotiation. Going back to these points about contracting delivery and transparency, they can make sure that you're not going to get overcharged by excess markup and margin and things like that. The other way that they save money is by making sure that you're actually getting what you need. There's a story in a document that the Department of Energy put out. We'll link to that in the description below. And in this, they talk about how the energy service company had proposed a full rip and replace of a control system that was only 8 years old. And it was a cost of about $300,000 out of a project of about $5 million. So the owner's rep looked at this and said, I think we can probably do something with the existing system. It's only 8 years old. So they went through and proposed a commissioning that cost about $50,000. They were able to get similar levels of savings and save the customer $250,000 that they could allocate towards things that were higher priority than that rip and replace of the control system. Things like this are not uncommon at all. And an owner's rep, while it may seem like it's an added cost, will usually save their fee and then some on just about any project that's of a significant size. Sixth is a selection of the best energy service company. So what oftentimes happens is energy service companies, these are big value contracts, so they spend millions of dollars every year in sales and marketing to get to you, the customer, first. And when they do that, they build that relationship. So everybody's kind of playing this game, and they know that by the time a request for qualification comes out in the street, usually there's at least one company who's leading that deal. And oftentimes some of the best, most qualified providers won't even bother responding to that solicitation. And we understand why they do that, because it is a low percentage that they're going to win when one company has built the relationship. So how do you make sure that you actually get the most qualified providers to take interest in your project? And a good way to do that is to engage your owner's rep first. If they can start to walk you through the process of determining what that general scope should look like, what that contracting method looks like, by the time this actually comes out for a solicitation, that owner's rep can often have those relationships with the companies and talk to them and say, hey, this is not being led by any one company. We're genuinely looking for the right person for this project, for this client. And then they can bring those folks in and you can have the choice of who's going to be best for your project. Seventh is strong project oversight. When we're doing these large projects, oftentimes an organization won't have the in-house resources and expertise to complete the project oversight. An owner's rep can stay engaged through your project and make sure that it is implemented as you designed and provide that level of program and project oversight throughout the entire project. Make sure that it's done on time, on budget, and built as you designed. Oftentimes an owner's rep may have an in-house commissioning group as well. And we always recommend on these larger projects to have the systems commissioned. So sometimes you can bring that in under the owner's rep function as well, working on your behalf to go through and commission those systems and make sure that they're operating as the plans originally designed. The eighth and final benefit for now is accurate measurement and verification. So we talk about measurement verification. It is the process of making sure that the savings you intended to achieve from this project are actually happening. And the process of getting a good measurement verification plan starts very early. We need to define early in the project what those baseline, not only utility bills were, but what the assumptions were. How much was that building running? What was its set points? Understand what that is in the contract, and then down the road, as the energy service company reports back on their savings, make sure that everything's aligned. By definition, while measurement verification sounds like a great thing, and it is when done well, it also has a lot of assumptions, and there's as much art as there is science. So having somebody who understands that is able to help craft the plan, make sure you understand what's actually being guaranteed, and it's an equal sharing of what the energy service company is actually providing and measuring, and what you're going to get as the owner. The other thing that we would recommend is that down the road, you may consider retaining your owner's rep to review those annual reports as they come in. Make sure that those assumptions are being followed, that it's an actually good, rigorous report. And if there's things that need to change or be adjusted, you have somebody that's in your corner helping to advise you on that down the road. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you're looking at a larger energy and sustainability project, if you're a commercial site that has a large project coming up, whether that's solar, HVAC, controls, lighting, or if you have a number of different sites where it's going to be a bigger program, I encourage you to consider using an owner's rep. Of course, we do offer these services. It's something that we have a lot of expertise in this industry. We've worked with literally thousands of projects, tens of millions of dollars. We've seen these different methods. So if this is something that we can help you with, we would be honored to talk to you. So give us a call. We'd love to help you on your next project and give you all the benefits of an owner's rep. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon, and God bless.